What's up guys, welcome back to the second part of our Victorian corset. Today we will sew our pattern. We drafted the pattern in our previous video. I'll link that video in description in case you've not watched the video of the pattern drafting. But today we'll be sewing those patterns. If you're joining me for the first time today, thank you so much. It's good to have you. Kindly subscribe to my channel. Make sure you turn on the notification and turn on all notifications so that each time I upload a video, you will be the first to get notified. And to my returning subscribers, thank you so much. I can't appreciate you enough for your support on this channel. So let's begin. These are the pattern from the previous video. I have just fused on interfacing, and what I did was to cut 2 pieces of my main fabric for each pattern, and I also cut 2 pieces of lining, and I fused my interfacing on, and I left out 0.75. so you can leave as much as 0.75 or 0.5. Then at the top I left out 0.5. You can leave out 0.5 as well, depends on the width of your boning. Some boning come in 5mm, 10mm, some come in ½ inch, some come in 0.25. so it depends on the width of your boning, but averagely if you leave out 0.75, it should be enough to make your boning case. Straight away, we're going to join all these pieces. We'll join the main fabric first before we now join the lining, but we'll follow the same pattern. So remember not to mix them up. So if you mix them up, you may struggle to get it right. One other thing you can consider doing is to just write on the interfacing, so that even if you lose the pattern at the top, you still know which one goes where. You also need to use this B1, that's the center back, where we have our closure allowance. You use it to cut out a piece that we'll use to close up the closure. Where we will attach our loop, we're going to add a piece of fabric there just to close it up, to make it a bit modest. So once you follow that pattern, cut it straight. You leave out ½ inch at the top and ½ inch at the bottom. That's all you need. Okay, or you can make it shorter than this fabric. You can make it shorter than the pattern. Okay, so you can use a width of 6 inches or 6.5 to 7 is still fine. Just cut it straight. We need to fuse interfacing on this piece, then we're going to use it to attach at the back when fixing up the loops. So next up, we're going to flatten out the seam. So you just iron the seam, just spread it like that, and you're going to flatten it out, all the seam. When that is done, we'll follow the same pattern and do the lining. Right, so after sewing and flattening out the seam, as you can see here, there are several options on how to sew the boning case. Okay, well, what you can do is to just make straight stitch on the side, leave enough space that can take your boning, straight stitch like that on both sides. You can do those straight stitches on the lining, only on the lining. Then you just place your main fabric on it like that and sew it, okay, so that the boning will be concealed in the lining. Or better still, there's an option where you can just cut some strips of fabric. That's if you want just single boning per seam, like you want to place your boning on the seam. Okay, so you just cut some straight 1-inch strips of fabric and sew it on this seam line. So sew it on both sides, place it on this seam and sew it on both sides like that, so that you can pass your boning at the middle, just a single boning. But the one that you do seams on both sides, you have to pass 2 boning through the case. Okay, then you can do that on the lining and just place your main fabric on it and sew, so that the boning will be concealed by your main fabric. So I've done my straight stitches on both sides. Then now we're going to pass the boning through. So that's the boning now gone round on the lining piece. So what we'll do now is to place our main fabric on the lining. So we did not add boning to the main fabric, okay, it's just on the lining, as you can see. Then another option would be to sew on your main and the lining. When you've sewn your main fabric and lining together and you've closed it all around, then you just do your top stitch on both lining and main fabric together. Then you just pass your boning between the lining and the main fabric. Okay, that's another option. So we've gone with the option of doing it on the lining. So as this is done now, what we need to do is to sew up our lining to the main fabric. So we'll just attach them. Okay, so trace the center front, place that and pin them together. So I'm going to sew from that point, sew it at the top all the way from the back to the other side of the back pattern. So what we want to do next now is to set this aside. Then on our piece of fabric that we cut out, just fuse on interfacing on both of them. When you've done that, then you sew. You're going to sew on the 3 sides, okay, and leave this side like that, because then you turn it inside out. After that, we're going to cut some strips of fabric. Just cut some 1-inch strips. Cut as many as you need to make your loops and your lace. On the right side, you fold into 2. Okay, when you fold into 2, then you're going to sew like that. Just make a straight stitch closest to the edge. Then after that, you're going to turn it inside out. So we cut this into 2-inch pieces. That's for our loop. Next, we're going to come to the bodies like that. So when you come here, you're going to place all the loops. Make sure the distance between all the loops are equal, like that. So you can use 1 inch or 1.5, okay? But just ensure that it's the same distance all round. So after putting this like that, we're going to place our piece at the top like that. Place it like that. Then you're going to place this one. Then you're going to sew them together. Okay? So after sewing it, this is what it will look like. Okay, you can see I've just joined it. That's the right side, and this is what the wrong side will look like. So this is the wrong side and this is the right side. So this piece is attached between it. Okay, so that's what it looks like. But on the other side, you're not going to sew this piece on it. It's just going to be placed like that, and the other side will be placed over it like this. Then you now lace it up. Okay, so what you need to do on this side is to also mark your 1.5 or 1 inch, depends on the one you want to work with. Then you're going to place the 2-inch pieces as well. So after that, place this on it as well. Turn it like that, and you're going to sew it. So this is the second side. It's also done. That's what it looks like. You need to iron it nicely. So this is how the back pattern will look like. Okay, I've done that side as well. So what we need to do now is to close up the bottom. Then you're going to align all the pieces. So that's the center front. Pin that like that, and you're going to sew. Align the next one, align the next one. Then you can do a top stitch. You can do a top stitch on that top bit, okay, or you leave it like that and give it a good press. Now when you've done that, same way we made these strips for the loops is the same way you're going to make a very long one for your lace up. Okay, pass it through the loops like that until you get to the bottom. Or you can start from the bottom and do it to the top, then you lace it at the top. I have a detailed video of how to make your eyelets and loops. You can refer to that. I'll link it in the description of this video. Okay, and don't forget to add a breast cup. Once you finish, give it a good press. Another very important part is just on this point where you added your loops, you're going to just make a straight stitch. Okay, so make a straight stitch like that, just 0.25. So when you've done that, you pass your boning through that case. Then you're going to do same on this side as well and pass your boning. And that's it for the Victorian corset. I hope this tutorial was interesting and helpful. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I really appreciate your time. Please subscribe to my channel if you've not subscribed already. Turn on the notification bell. I upload every week. Give this video a like, share, and drop me a comment. Let me know what you think about the video. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.